because I met Deborah Yanna, and she's running Make America Sparkle Again, which is just take a look at these jackets. Just take a look at all of these amazing things. Let me just show you around a little bit on some more of what we've got going on. These are awesome. Now, Deborah, you were telling me that some of these are currently in the White House. Is that correct?
Correct.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about it.
Yes. So, well, actually, I live here in Iowa, and when President Trump came here, I volunteered for him.
Oh, wow.
And I went and I made over 200,000 calls for him, which put me the top Trump volunteer in the state of Iowa, and I'm honored for that. I have 11 grandchildren.
Whoa.
So from ages 21 to 1, and that was really where my passion was for the next generations. It's very important. So I worked really hard for him, and of course the whole campaign knew me, and I met the president several times, had lots of photos, really amazing things. Anyway, and then after, I just couldn't get off the Trump train, and so I went into other states and became his top volunteer in the nation, and then President Trump hired me to work for him.
Wow.
So I did motorcade, and it was great. But during that time, we had the national delegate. President Trump chose me as his national delegate for the state of Iowa. So I was hand stamped in, which is such a blessing. Anyway, and so when I went there, I've never been to the RNC, and so I had asked someone who has, and I said, can I wear like MAGA and patriotic? They're like, people go all out. So I went home and I thought about it, and I thought, okay, I'm going to make jackets, different colors, different sayings on each jacket. And when I went there, it was gangbuster. I mean, they went crazy. And so I ran into Helena Hava and to get a photo, and she grabbed my arm and said, where did you get that jacket? True words, that jacket is fire. I have got to have it. And I said, okay, and she's like, no, and I said, yes, I want to give you my jacket. So, and that led to her getting 3 more jackets, and one that she wore to Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
Is the MAGA jacket. But yes, I have 4 of them framed and displayed in the White House, so it's a real honor and a blessing.
Absolutely.
But the neat thing about the RNC, because I never intended to sell jackets, they were just for me, right?
Yeah.
And when I was there, everybody was
Sounds
like,
familiar.
where did you get the jacket? Are you selling them? And I'm like, no, I'm not. My governor here in Iowa is a huge fan. And she said, Deb, you need to sell them. She kept telling me that every day. And but I had like someone from the news come up to me midweek and said, wow, your jackets are quite the hit here. Can I ask you about them? And I said, sure. And she said, did you wear that in order to get noticed? I thought that was odd, but I said yes. And she said, can you explain? And I said, yes, when President Trump takes his rightful place in the White House, he's going to make America sparkle again. And she said, oh, and walked away. But at that moment, I remember I felt literally, I know it was God who just solidified that name within my heart.
Yeah.
And now that's the name of my business.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. So
So
you
a
work
lot
on
of
it,
people have
you
them.
and Doug, your husband, work on it together, right? So it's a family business.
Correct. And
Excellent.
I just moved out of my dining room. Actually,
wow.
they're all over in my house, into our building now that I'm going to have a grand opening with our governor.
Wow.
So I'm super excited. It's no longer going to be in my house. So I'm excited about that. But I've, Laura Trump has one. Kristi Noem just received one. I mean, they're everywhere. Caroline Leavitt invited me to the White House. She has 2 of them.
Wow.
And her jacket on the back says "Common Sense Wins." It's so great. And then another one that she got says Trump.
The lighting's a little bit better.
Trump 47 White House. So that's
nice.
But yeah, it is a real blessing. I mean, we got Borgiato Blue, Amber Rose, Riley Gaines. I mean, they all have jackets. And now I sent one to Ireland.
Really? Well, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's really, really cool. So this is, I mean, guys, God makes families. Families make nations. Yes. This is exactly what's going on. So,
and the really interesting thing about it is that I know that the Lord has given me this as a witness to Christ within me and to share to people about it. I mean, it's like he puts us all in different places, right, in our life where we are to be that witness and to shine for him. So this is where God put me, and it's truly an honor. Thank you for doing a podcast.
Not a problem at all. It's our honor, really. We're really excited. I tell you, I was I got a press badge, so I signed up and they gave me a press badge.
Great.
And this is just so much more interesting. I was on my way through and I was like, you know what, let's I've never been a press credentialed, and I got there and I was asking people, so you excited to be here? And they're like, well, not really. I'm like, okay, you guys are lame, I'm not interested in talking to you. Let's come over here. And I'm so glad that I did, because we actually are talking to people that have things in the White House. What an honor!
It
What
is
an
a real
honor to have.
It is.
You know, to have your things in places of great importance.
Yeah, and the president loves me. Told me that
Yeah.
4 times.
That's
so
fantastic.
we love him as well, and we worked really hard here in Iowa. You know, I was one of the top 20 caucus captains in the state here. So we worked really hard, and I'm sure that your viewers know that when that snowstorm hit the day before, it was massive. Like,
Yes.
we haven't had a snowstorm like that. And I remember a lot of media came up and said, "Are you concerned that people are going to show up?" I go, "No, this is Iowa. We're used to it." And President Trump won in a huge way. And of course, I was blessed. I was the only volunteer to get a photo with him that day.
Oh wow!
And the neat thing, not saying this braggingly, but you know, President Trump said to me, I was the last person to get the photo, and he said to the people in the room, "This girl is going to be bigger than what you think." And I thought, does that mean I'm going to be fat? I don't know what that means. And so then I asked people who know him really well, and they said the president never says that unless he sees something within them. So that's a real blessing.
Yeah, that's what an honor. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank
I'm going to
you.
cut this off.
Okay.
Guys, Make America Sparkle Again. It's a thing, and it's an amazing thing. You said you were going to have a grand opening. Do you know what the date?
I do. It'll be sometime the end of July, but MakeAmericaSparkle.com is my website, and it tells more of my story. And all these are customized jackets. They're even non-political. They're turning into that, which is crazy. So,
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very cool, guys. All right, hang on a second. We'll find some more interesting people and hit you guys up on the other side. Stay tuned. These lives are awesome.